figure you out. If I can have you now, then easy's what I'm about. I think you might be the wrong person.
Sunday morning, the third day after the Kemayoran Athletes homestead functioned as the Aini Hospital, the number of cars arriving to tower showed the receipt of the hospital reference letter. If we see today, there are additional cases COVID-19 which reached 8,369. It has been 1 year that COVID-19 pandemic has Indonesia. Working from home or avoiding crowd is one way to prevent transmission. But what about those who have to keep working in the field, even struggling in the crowd and entering the red zone? There have been countless times the corporate team had to go out of the hospital isolation room to the funeral of the COVID-19 body. All this was done to present actual news. Human, we have real fear. However, the number one must be realized that if we are afraid, who else will work for many people to carry out an examination of many people to dig up existing facts that really are real? So, those who will repair all this, women working as a journalist is working that must be full of courage and must be well aware that this profession is a very important profession in society. If you are worried because you work as journalist in the field, every day you meet many people to different places and even for health protocol. Just avoiding the crowd is a bit difficult, but what we can do as journalists, what must be covered is still maintaining health protocol because it's not for ourselves but also for our families after our coverage at home. Not only for correspondent and field producer, photojournalists also face the challenge of covering the means of a pandemic in order to get the best picture. The community is related to the coronavirus, so we need some real picture or news to educate this community. We have no choice but to be graded where to go to place that are like isolation and continue to hospital what that accommodate hospital patient. We are related to audio and visual as well, and their job is a photojournalist who has to take picture clearly or the fact that happened. Routinely, wearing a mask also avoid crowd to clean to the tool after coverage. During the pandemic, journalists were still responsible as press, advocating information, education, and also exercising social control regarding the handling of COVID-19 in Indonesia. We know that overcoming COVID requires the cooperation of many parties, and there are so many grouped ones, and that need to be controlled. The function of the media is one of them to control so that government policy, holder policy remain on track and this fund can be used according to their portion and one target, so that what we have to do, commitment by the reporter to be able to present news that bring hope to Jakarta and Indonesia.